One. Hello, everybody. I got distracted by something shiny. It's fine. Hi, Alec. This is Trev. Welcome to episode 15 of Beans Cast. On Beans Cast, we discuss politics, video games, or anything else that is destroying our brains in the past week. We like to start every episode by talking about what we're drinking today. So, Trev, what are you drinking?
Hey, Alec. Hi, hello. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
I today am drinking. This is Kahlua, which is a coffee liqueur.
Sure is.
With Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
And about 2.5 ounces of espresso.
That sounds actually really good.
And a lot of ice, and it's very good.
It
is like
really
dangerous.
Good.
Yeah,
because like coffee and Coke works really well together. So
yeah, it goes great together. And then you get the espresso just to kind of blend with the Kahlua a little bit, and it's delicious.
And take a little edge off of how sweet everything is there.
Exactly.
I have a shandy that is made from.
Oh, I love a shandy.
From a little bit of, it's a lazy shandy. It's Sprite and beer. Some gay beer still, because I've got more Stonewall Inn IPA. It feels like a lie because it's not. It doesn't taste like an IPA, which makes me happy.
That's awesome.
Because I find most IPAs a little too harsh.
Yeah, I am not an IPA fan at all. Which is like
you're legally allowed to say that.
Exactly. I was gonna say it's a sin living in the Pacific Northwest to not be like, oh, IPAs, bro. Yeah. But like IPAs are very overrated to me. I don't think they're very good.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I could travel back in time 20 years and drink an IPA, it'd probably be a very different experience than IPAs
what they've become.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like an IPA,
it's almost like they've leaned into meme culture.
Mm-hmm. It is like a parody of the idea.
Yeah.
There's so much hops that you can't taste anything else, and it's just an immediate like punch to your face.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. And I love a porter.
Mm-hmm.
I love a stout, like a nice dark hearty beer, especially with like a fondue. Nothing's better. My stomach doesn't really appreciate it, although I will say.
Just stout and fondue. That sounds like an immediate trip to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's terrible, but it's so good.
That's very.
It's so good.
It's
so good.
Yeah, I'm more of a lager person, but
lagers are good.
I will enjoy a good stout. You know,
I like a brown ale too.
Okay.
I think brown ales are pretty good. Honestly, I like most beers except IPAs.
So we're coming down hard on beer good, IPA bad.
Yeah, IPA bad, dude. It's so bad. And it's like, I think you're 100% nailed it. It has become like a parody of itself where it's like, oh, you want an IPA? I'll show you an IPA. And it's like gross.
Like, I'm going to make you fucking regret that you said you wanted IPA. It's
so much.
That's what it is.
I do like you're drinking a shandy. I do love a shandy. What you should do is get a little flat top and get some grapefruit and then coat a little sugar on it and then just grill it on the flat top for a little bit and make a nice little crust and then use that grapefruit juice in your shandy.
That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. I will take all shandy related ideas because I am very pleased with shandies.
What's how warm is it today for you?
I think it's, I don't know. I haven't been outside since like 8 a.m.
That's hilarious.
And I live with a Viking who must always be cool. My
crazy.
Apartment is like 70 degrees. Outside is 77, but it's humid. So
the shandy's nice.
Nope, the feels like is also 77. Never mind.
That's hilarious. Because I was gonna say shandies hit great on a hot day, especially.
Yeah. My hot day, like alcoholic beverage of choice is still a Corona and lime, but that's because I grew up in California.
Yeah, you're a loser. I agree.
Wow. You're just saying that because you can't do the trick, probably.
What's the trick? I don't even know what
You
the
can't
trick
get the
is.
lime all the way down in the bottom without leaking beer.
Man, I didn't drink Corona.
You just shove it in there, plug it a little bit with your thumb, and flip.
Mm.
And then you got
So-
nice limey Corona. Don't
Sounds lame as shit.
don't buy pre-lime Corona because that's weak. Just
Or not to like. I mean, I
Are you
like a
gonna say don't buy
Modelo over a
Corona?
Corona. Yeah, I prefer Modelo for sure.
Okay.
Modelo is like very good.
Beans travesty.
Wait, what's the travesty?
Probably the fact that what?
You're not drinking a beans beverage?
I am not drinking a beans beverage.
Yeah.
I'm having a beer beverage.
You're having, and also to Ben's point, he says gay beer. Didn't that expire July 1st? Good question.
Yes, this is expired beer because Pride is over in the U.S. and has been for a while.
Yeah.
What is it? I mean, it's beer.
I would love to live in a society where it, didn't end July 1st, but unfortunately that's not the society we live in. And so, you got to deal with that.
You got a deal. I think it's time to talk.
Yeah, what are we
about our
talking
first
about this
topic.
week, Alec?
We are talking about first we're going to talk about Pokemon because somebody here has been catching up on all the Pokemon that he missed over the years.
Here we go. Yeah. So
first
I played the first. Yeah.
What have you played?
Yeah. So I played Yellow. No, I think I actually played. I played Red or Blue when I was super young.
Okay.
And then I played Gold.
Okay.
And then I played some Crystal, but like I never owned Crystal. I played a buddy's version of Crystal.
All right.
I've missed everything else.
Until
I just got a 3DS. Yeah, just exactly. I just got a 3DS. Until Switch, correct. I played Sword and Shield. I played Arceus. I've already pre-ordered both Scarlet and Violet. I'm making up for lost time, so to speak. Giving them all my money. But so I got the 3DS. I played around because I haven't revisited like Gold for quite some time. So I played around, revisited Gold a little bit. It's terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. The game is bad. It's not a good experience. It's like I think it's like kind of questionable in terms of like being good for kids even. I think it's like very like frustrating to like navigate at times. Maybe that's just because I'm old now.
You mean like you don't know where to go, or
yeah, like at times like it doesn't really direct you, and like it is actually gets to a point I want to make later, but I think it also kind of punishes you for exploration at times, which is like kind of a theme in what I just played through, and I just got the 8th badge of Emerald.
Okay.
And Emerald, for people who don't know, is Gen 3. It's the what's the word? It's not like culmination, but it's like the better experience, I guess, of Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah,
which I've never played. I've never played Ruby or Sapphire.
Yes, it's the enhanced version.
Enhanced version, perfect. Thank you. And like the beginning of the playthrough was like much more enjoyable. There was like very big quality of life improvements. Like you could see what the moves are, like how much damage they do in like a menu screen. You could see that it was like, oh, this is just a status move versus a damage move. Granted, not in battle, which is probably just a limitation of what they were able to do. But there was like little quality of life improvements like that were great. There were some annoying bits. There's a lot of repetitive Pokemon. Wild encounters are terrible. It's just I will always forever hate random encounters. They're really bad.
Okay.
But I got to Team Magma's hideout, and oh my god. When I talk about punishing exploration, okay? So random encounters like are not fun and they get very repetitive very quickly. Team Magma's hideout is in a cave where it seems like there's a random encounter every maybe 3 to 5 steps. And mind you, I used a super repel. Okay? I did try my damnedest. But there's like a lot of different doors to go through. There's a lot of it to explore. There's definitely like probably some TMs to pick up somewhere. You know, some like max revives or like, you know, one max revive, something like that, or like a rare candy. And I couldn't get to any of it because like I was just kind of trying to get through it a little bit because my Pokemon were already leveled enough. And like I would one shot anything I encountered. And it still, like, it didn't matter. Like, you know, there's no way to like circumvent it. Like, it's just, you have to deal. If you want to like explore everything that there is here, you have to deal with 800 random encounters. And I hate it. I hate it so much.
Is that your only gripe about
Absolutely not.
Emerald?
That,
Okay. Okay.
No, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to respond.
No, I was waiting for the one that I like suspect is coming about.
What? Yeah.
You were like really enjoying playing this game.
Yeah, I was
and having a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then you were like,
the 8th gym. Yeah.
I hated the end, and you started telling me. I'm like, wait, no, I need to hear it live.
Yeah. So I got to the 8th gym, and it was easy. Blew through it, no problem. Gym leader throws out his last Pokemon, which is a Kingdra, which in Gen 3 is a broken Pokemon. Because the only thing it's weak to, I think, is Dragon. Because Fairy doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And it's Water Dragon.
Water Dragon. Yep.
So it resists electric, it resists grass, and it has Ice Beam. So like one of the only dragon Pokemon in the game is Altaria. And it's Flying Dragon. So it's times 4 to Ice Beam.
Yep.
And another like theme throughout this game that like really it was frustrating early on, but like it never impacted me enough to like really piss me off. But the game cheeses so hard. Like statuses are broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like confusion is broken because you'll hurt yourself the entire time you're confused. Like there's almost no chance to hit. It feels like you will almost always hurt yourself in confusion. Evasiveness, you know, is like so broken. Which is ultimately because I messaged you how mad I was about the gym leader. He throws out Kingdra, and this thing starts OHKOing. No, it doesn't even OHKO. Okay, so it resists everything, right? I have nothing that can actually take it down. And mind you, I was a little underleveled. I think all my Pokemon were like level 35-ish. And like his Kingdra's level 46. So like I'm underleveled. I definitely can't one-shot this thing, okay? But like he like starts using Double Team and raising his evasiveness. And I'm all of a sudden like I can't hit it. And I can't hit it and I can't hit it. And I'm realizing like the game really wants me to use a Pokemon that has a move that can't miss. Like that's going to be the only way to do this.
Or some like X accuracy.
Yeah, I don't even like, but it only works for the one battle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, because so I guess I could have used X accuracy. That didn't even occur to me. I never use any of the X things ever. I literally always just sell them for potions and Pokeballs.
I mean, that's fair.
But I should have thought of that. You're right. But I actually thought this was cool. Because so he had like a mechanic with his fucking Kingdra where he uses rest, but he's holding the berry to wake it up. So like that's a great mechanic. I thought that was great. I was like, that's smart. But he also has fucking super potions. So like I am throwing out Pokemon that can resist this motherfucker, but like I can't hit it. And every time I do happen to get it like somewhat low health, like he's just using a super potion. And it was so gimmicky and so annoying, and grinding is so bad in the game that like I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have to get a Pokemon out of my box. Like, so actually what I did was I grabbed a Magikarp and I was like, okay, Gyarados isn't a dragon type, but it can learn dragon type moves. It's flying water, so it'll resist the ice beam. And I think this will work. I evolve it, which is a pain in the ass for those who don't know, because Magikarp gains levels very slowly. And this motherfucker doesn't learn because it was I only actually had to get it one level because it was like level 31 and that took forever, but it like missed the chance to learn the first dragon move. And I looked it up and it's not even, I don't even think it's a damage move. So I was like, oh, I have like no choices here.
I am very I don't know. I think this is hilarious. How did you feel about the 7th gym? The
Psychic?
twins. Yeah.
It was easy
Okay.
because isn't like dark, it just is full on, it doesn't hit. Psychic just doesn't hit dark in Gen 3, I don't think.
Yeah, that they already have the 0 resistance.
Oh, what it is a clay doll, right? Earthquake and Zatu, because Zatu doesn't get hit by fucking earthquake, and this motherfucker's just spamming it. Is that what you're talking about, or what?
Yeah, I mean, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember Tate and Liza's Emerald team, because I'm pretty sure initially in Ruby and Sapphire they have Lunatone and Soul Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get there, you're like, what? Oh, they do in that. They just have they have 2 before.
Yeah. But my team though was
that you were gonna need.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my team too. So I was looking up as I was going, to be totally fair, because like I scout, like I'm using scouting reports. Fuck that. But I had on my team the whole playthrough Azumarill, Meryl into Azumarill, and I picked Trico as my starter. So I was totally set for the Soul Rock and shit, like no problem.
Yeah.
And Azumarill's cracked. Like the defense is broken.
Yeah, Azumarill's a very good Gen 3 Pokemon.
Definitely. And I picked up Sableye early too, who can't get hit by the psychic attacks.
Yeah, has no weaknesses
the move
in that generation.
None, which is so crazy. Like it's so broken. It took me a bit to realize that because I was kept encountering them early on. And I was like, why can't I hit this thing with anything it's weak to? And then I looked up because resistances are my weakness, ironically. But I looked up its resistances and I was like, oh, because like it would be what, fairy?
Yeah, fairy is the only thing.
And fairy doesn't exist. Yeah. So it's like totally broken.
I'll be interested.
Yeah, so
have you gotten to the Elite Four yet?
No. That was my next gripe is I beat the 8th gym leader. Which I ended up getting lucky. I ended up swapping into, because I was so annoyed because I had the whole Gyarados strat. Like I said, he's going to be neutral damage because he's, got the water. So it's got defensive versus the ice beam. He's got water attacks. Like, we'll be good. The Kingdra's got water attacks. It'll resist that. We'll be good. But the problem was that the no dragon attacks, right? So I was like, fuck it. I don't know what to do. I ended up just leaf blading and got a crit. And like, Kingdra died. It's also a super fast Pokemon, so outspeeding it was the other trick.
Yeah. And I just find this fascinating.
Yeah. Why did you have like no problem as a child? You're like, this shit was easy.
I don't remember that giving me a problem.
It was so annoying. I think I lost like 3 times to him. It was certainly the most losses I took to any gym leader.
Yeah.
The rest of the game was like relatively straightforward and simple.
Yeah, I don't remember. Because what's that? That's not. I don't know. It's a new guy. It's not the original.
Yeah, it's what's his name?
It doesn't matter. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm very, because this is like probably if people were to rank Pokemon games, just the games themselves, Emerald would probably be like most people's top game.
It's a fun game up until so like that. Okay, all right. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the Elite Four. I'm already pissed off because the Victory Road, right?
Yeah,
is in a cave, and so it's random encounters nonstop, and It's so because again, repel doesn't work because I think it only repels like weak Pokemon, like low level or whatever.
Lower level than you.
All
Than
these
your
Pokemon are
than your
lower level
starter
than me.
Pokemon. Than your
All these
like
Pokemon are
in
lower
front.
level than me.
Really? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's so annoying. Um, it drives me fucking crazy because it doesn't seem like it works. But I fought one motherfucker. Okay, so he had a muck, all right? And this is what I'm talking about, the game cheesing status effects. This dumbass uses I don't know, minimize, I think, to raise his evasiveness harshly or whatever. And then uses acid armor to raise his defense harshly or whatever. Okay. And he just starts like OHKOing my Pokemon. He OHKOs like 3 of my Pokemon. So I throw out Skarmory. Because I'm like, well, this motherfucker can't hit me. So get fucked. And I use Swift. Because it can't miss. He has raised his armor so much that I run through all of the PP on Swift. He then uses a Hyper Potion. I run through all of the PP on Peck, which is now like, you know, it's missing a lot. I then have to move to Fly, which has run out of PP as well now. I then have to revive my Manectric to use, I think, Thunder Wave. No, Thunder Wave is the paralysis one.
Correct.
Whatever the Thunder move is that doesn't miss.
Shockwave.
Shockwave. There you go. Not Thunder Wave. Shockwave. Perfect. So yeah. So I have to then revive and swap to do that to finally kill this fucking thing. And it's like, it took like, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And it's like not an enjoyable experience. Because the pacing before then was like, it wasn't bad. Like I said, the Team Magma was annoying because there was a lot of the, there's just no way to avoid the random encounters in caves because there's no path to walk, right? Where you can't potentially encounter a Pokemon. Like you can avoid grassy areas at times. So it just really grinds the pacing to a halt and it gets so frustrating.
I really want you to do the Elite Four.
I wish there was a quick way to get to the Elite Four because I want to do the Elite Four.
Because I want to know.
But Victory Road is going to kill me. Is it like totally broken like BDSP?
No, I wouldn't.
You didn't do the Elite Four in BDSP, did you?
No, I didn't. I did not.
I don't know how faithful that is to the original. Is it broken in the original?
I remember Cynthia being a thing that was hard, but I don't remember the rest of the Elite Four being difficult.
All of the Elite Four members
Diamond,
definitely
Pearl,
have like
Platinum.
hyper trained Pokemon.
Yeah.
In BDSP.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, Emerald's Elite Four probably isn't as fun as Ruby and Sapphire's because the champion is different.
Well, I still plan on playing Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. I have both of those. So I do plan on playing through those as well. But I wanted to play Emerald because I wanted to like kind of live some of the nostalgia of my past, you know?
Yeah.
And that was a game I had missed, so I was excited to
But
play it.
You have no nostalgia goggles for the game, so.
Correct. I feel like this is like a very honest opinion of how I feel about the game.
I mean, a big part of the reason that people like Emerald is post-game. Like, that's the main thing. But I don't know.
What's so good about the post game? Because I mean, it's not like
Frontier.
the Elite Four. Okay, which is in Emerald. It is.
Yeah, the Battle Frontier exists in Emerald, and it was like the first like, here's like a location to go to and do all these fun things.
Got it.
And so there's lots of fun stuff there, but yeah, it is. I mean, it's just a Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like other Pokemon as well. So
also like I missed something and I didn't like speed through dialogue. I actually like read everything. Like the Team Magma, Team Aqua stuff, like actually was kind of not bad in terms of like how they concluded at the end, like, oh no, we are doing this wrong and like we've gone too far kind of stuff and come to regret their decisions.
Yeah.
But like the whole Rayquaza plot line, I totally missed at some point because like I just went to and he's like, "Where's Rayquaza?" And I'm like, nobody has said shit to me about Rayquaza. Like what? And like I guessed Sky Pillar, or I think I was wrong once, and then I went through again and said Sky Pillar, and then I don't fucking
I
I don't know,
don't.
man.
I don't remember. I don't remember how that organically comes up in Emerald, because
It was
Emerald
weird.
is of that generation the one I have played the least. Because I
Also, for
had
what it's worth,
both of the other two when I was a kid, and I
Ruby and Sapphire.
yeah, and I played them a
Mhm.
lot, and then I played Emerald I think only once when I was a kid.
And it's mostly fun. So I mean, it's mostly fun. I need to go through the E4 and everything, but it is mostly fun. Also, I heard or I saw something about a Mirage Island.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't talk to the old man, but there's like only a 1 in 10,000 odds you can get it to show up, like per Pokemon or whatever. Like, what the fuck?
Uh, I mean, so the reason they're asking for uh, Rayquaza is because he eliminates other weather.
No, I know I did that. I
Okay,
did
but
that.
like,
I already, yeah. But I missed the storyline leading into how you're supposed to know he's in the Sky Pillar. I
oh,
just
got it.
guessed. Because the guy asks you, he's like, "Do you know where Rayquaza is?" And I was like, "What? Like, what did I miss that this would be being asked now?" Like, it makes sense what you're saying. He eliminates the effects of weather. And I did it. Because you can't battle the 8th gym until you finish that part. RP says so RP makes a great point. I'm playing OG Ruby and I just beat the twins. Now I'm trying to find Magma's ship, which is kind of a bitch to find. It's not a ship. Their
Well,
hideout is annoying as shit to find.
it is a ship. You're trying to find the ship. The ship just leads you to the hideout.
But the hideout isn't in the water.
No, but the ship is, and when you go up, you're in the hideout.
No. Team Magma's hideout?
Not the hideout, because that's not the hideout. He's trying to find the ship after you beat
Oh, the
Peyton Liza.
submarine.
The submarine.
The submarine.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. I misunderstood. I misunderstood what you're talking about. Okay.
She just,
Yeah, man.
you stay dived.
Some of that's yeah. You just stay dived. You stay down there. Some of that shit is so annoying to do. But anyways, I want to finish it. I want to do the E4. I missed something. I don't know what, but it was mostly an enjoyable experience. I'm gonna move on to Black because Alec, the homie here,
Mm-hmm.
his husband, the real homie, was able to secure a copy of Pokemon Black for me.
Yeah. Well, I love that you're just like, I played BDSP, so I don't need another Gen 4
Oh
experience.
fuck yeah, dude! I'm not playing Diamond and Pearl. Get out of here. I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to play that shit again. You could enough money, but it would have to be.
Are you
It
gonna
would have to
maybe
be worth
play
my time.
Heart Gold, Soul Silver at some point?
Oof.
I mean,
I feel like I should because AJ has mentioned how enjoyable Heart Gold is.
it's like that. So Emerald is up there, but that is the one that comes up the most often when people are like, "What's your favorite Pokemon game?" And it's like Heart Gold, Soul Silver. The mini
Is
games
it
are fun. I would say it's a remake to the level more of um more of like how the Let's Go is kind of it's the same plot. It's the same thing as Gen 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much better remake than BDSP.
Did it come
Much
out on
better.
DS or 3DS?
DS.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, you will have to find a cartridge, which is
Yeah. It's gonna be so expensive.
or the other way.
Well, the other way is annoying. I don't like doing it the other way. For non 3DS compatible games.
Yeah. So
CIA for those in the know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, because that game is not cheap. I don't think.
And I mean, go ahead.
I don't think they're that much better than Gen 2 personally. They've never been like the games that I would have defaulted to as being my favorite games for Pokemon. they're good. They're
I
they're
was
good
I
Pokemon games, but
I mean, I was just watching old Fanatics 4 video. Shout out, redirect. But he was saying that AJ was saying Heart Gold is his favorite Pokemon game at that time, I think.
yeah. I tend to have a newer is better philosophy with Pokemon
Hmm.
because typically it
No, and
is.
yes. And that, so right, you and I have talked about this. I don't know if we've mentioned it on the podcast, right? But I'm playing through all of the old Pokemon games that I missed. So you and I were like, I need to start at the beginning and not start at the new ones. Because working your way backwards would be like a death sentence.
Would be torture.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that you may not have noticed now is that by going to Gen 4,
Mhm.
you would finally get the physical special split.
What do
And
you mean? Does that
like
not matter in Gen 3?
in Gen 3 is, I believe, types are still how that's determined. So like fire is a physical type and all fire moves are physical moves. Um
Oh, so I didn't realize that. So that's why. Okay, so I was wondering why it didn't tell you in the summary of the moves
why it's
if it
physical or
was
special?
physical or special.
Because it
Okay,
doesn't
so
exist
that's
yet for
why.
moves.
So all psychic moves are special
Mm-hmm.
moves, for instance.
So like some
Got
Pokemon are
it.
fucked by that.
Right, they're
Currently
useless.
still. So like
But it's
yes,
also like Kadabra is fucking cracked.
exactly. But like so if you're a fire type with a higher special stat in Gen 3 or earlier, you're not very good. So
Got it.
so in Gen 4 you finally get the physical special split, which is pretty cool.
Got it.
But
Well, that'll
in
be nice.
but in Gen 4 you have to watch the
Play
health bar
Diamond or Pearl.
do this.
Yeah. But you also have to play Diamond or Pearl.
You also have to play Diamond and Pearl. Well, you can
And
play
that's
Heart
right. I
Gold,
guess you
Soul
could play
Silver.
Plat.
You can
Well,
play
that's not the
Platinum.
same though.
No, it's not.
You
You
can't
could
play
play Platinum.
Heart Gold
Platinum
instead of Gen 4. Yeah.
Platinum is
Imagine. Yeah.
better.
Is the Emerald experience of
Yes.
Alpha Sapphire.
Yes.
I need to, so Heart Gold might be one that's worth buying a fake cartridge for, to be honest.
Yeah. As long as you can find a fake cartridge that is reviewed well by not bots.
Yeah. Because it's so expensive.
Or just buy a cartridge that has a bunch of ROMs on it.
Yeah.
But a fake cartridge would be better because then you can theoretically transfer Pokemon.
That'd be sick.
It would be.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Um
But yeah, I need black 2, or actually I need white 2, I guess, to be totally fair, because I'm gonna play black.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if that's
Yeah.
if you care that much, do it. But it doesn't.
No, you're right. If one was available for a more reasonable price than the other, I would get whatever's available, to be honest.
But yeah. And then otherwise you're all set up to go. I am really interested to see how you feel about Gen 5. I mean, you obviously already know, like going into black, the big thing that pissed people off about black from Jump, which is that
No, I don't. What?
no old Pokemon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's an entirely new dex.
There's
There's a
okay.
whole new
I see.
151.
People are so annoying with that shit because that would, I mean, I could see, okay, in a world with DLC where they could just be like, okay, now we're bringing in the old stuff. I could see where I would not be worried about that. I guess I could be a little more mad if I was in the moment, but that's a cool idea, actually. Like a whole new Pokedex. We're starting over. Is this the one? No, there was Gen 4 that was like the redo of Gen 1 kind of a thing, right?
Pseudo, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, Gen 5, so the first
the Dex
4 gens
151?
are kind of like based off areas of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gen 5 is the first not Japan-based region. So you have
Okay. Where's Gen 5 based?
New York and New Jersey.
Oh, right. You mentioned the desert in New York.
With the spontaneous desert.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I'm excited to play Black. I can't wait to get
Yeah,
it.
I think they're really good games. I did not like them when they first came out because I was one of the people that was mad there were no old Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But now I definitely can
Is the
appreciate
dex
them.
good though? Like, are there decent Pokemon
It's
in the dex?
it's basically most Pokemon have like a Gen 1 equivalent. So it's like the
Mm-hmm.
original 151, but
That
all new
sounds fun.
versions. Cuz it's kind of like proto regional variants.
Mm-hmm.
Uh there are Pokemon that are similar to pre-existing Pokemon but different because it's supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
so far away. So like this
Got it.
is where regional variants kind of shows up for the first time in the Pokemon world.
Mm-hmm. Which
Um
makes sense. Mm-hmm.
but it's not called that. And
Right.
like
They haven't
they
decided on that terminology yet.
uh there you know Scracky Gen 1. I'm sorry, AJ. Uh but like you have like the Geodude line sort of. You have
With the
um
Geodude line in Gen 5.
uh Roggenrola.
Oh, uh-huh.
You
San
have
Francisco treat for
you
sure,
have
for sure, for
sock
sure.
sock and throw who are um your hitmons.
Hitmonlee, him on top.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Him on Chan, excuse me.
yes, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh so like it's supposed to be, and they talk about other Pokemon like they're myths or like they're Pokemon that they have no idea about, which is hysterical. Like there's like a Dragonite statue at one point and they're like, what is this? Is this a legendary Pokemon? And it's like it's a fucking Dragonite. uh
Kind of legendary, right? Pseudo legendary.
Technically, I mean, yeah, but
No, I
they
know what you
don't
mean.
really,
Like there
yeah,
isn't a whole ass Dragonite Island that exists or
yeah,
whatever.
like
Yeah.
these things aren't all over in other areas. But so it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting because it is like the precursor to um
The regional variant stuff.
regional variants, which we got 2 generations later.
That's exciting. I'm
So
excited for that. I'm excited for XY. I jumped into XY for like unfortunately only 2 minutes to get the decks.
yeah,
And that was like I was like, oh my god, I want to play this game.
3D Pokemon, 8 axis,
Yeah.
an 8 axis of movement instead of
It was
four.
insane. Yeah, it was
I
insane,
could move
dude.
diagonally. I remember how excited I was for that when it came out.
Uh-huh.
And my brother was like, 8? It's only 8? I'm like, hey,
Oh my god, I
I've been
hate
moving
you.
in 4 directions for decades.
The thing is too is that like it has its errors or whatever free, easily. It
Yeah.
doesn't look amazing or whatever, but like I don't it's exciting, man. It's exciting to see the evolution.
I understand why people were really mad about the 3D in that because in Gen 5, they like mastered pixel art. Like
Hmm.
the sprites in Gen 5 are fantastic and they're so full of life. They have idle animations. They have different attacking animations. They're it is the best that they got with sprites.
Hmm.
So
But it's also the best they could get with sprites, probably.
possibly, I mean, we have things like HD 2D games that
I hate you.
a Game Freak could have gone into. Um, but yeah, X and Y is really good. I think X and Y is kind of a weird dichotomy because it's like so full of charm and presentation, but there's portions of the region that are kind of lifeless
Mm.
and don't really make sense. Like there's like the obligatory desert.
Hmm.
And
Which doesn't really fit, but obligatory.
it doesn't fit. There are portions of it that you can't access but are there that like seem uh like they were going to be able to be accessed in a theoretical Pokemon Z that never happened. Um
Mm-hmm.
so like it's such an interesting game because it is so full of charm and so full of heart, but feels really empty in places.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's one of those Pokemon games that feels more about form than it does like immersion. Like kind of like how Gen 8 is so like Sword and Shield is so hyper focused on like we are a full like modern 3D game.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of things tend to take a back seat. It feels like story wise and it Gen 6 feels a little bit similar where you're just like, okay,
It's
oh,
trying to dive into it.
yeah, also your friend group annoys the shit out of me. Red loves them, but they annoy the crap out of me.
Hmm.
So
I so far don't mind it. I mean, so far I was like I said, I played 2 minutes, but they're chatty. I know what you mean.
they're very
And there's
chatty.
one of them's name is Trevor, and that's terrible. I hate that. I hate that
He
immediately.
loves taking pictures too.
Oh, that's sweet. Hate him. Hate him
I've
so
never made
much.
that connection.
I hope he dies. Kinda. That would be cool.
He does not.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Oh, that's amazing.
Now I
I've
have
never
to
made that
spoilers.
connection. That's
Um,
amazing.
I'm excited to play it though. I will say, Sword and Shield, because I know like that's the first game without the encounters situation. That's such an improvement, and I know people were like complaining about, oh, but Wild Encounters is the game. It's like that's a bad game.
Oh, overworld encounters are
It's
always
game
any
changing.
RPG that moves to overworld encounters is immediately like, yes, good job. No, I don't care what else you did for this version.
Right.
Thank you.
It's so much better. You can grind. Not only can you grind on your time, and like experience share too for the team. Such a W. Such a fucking W.
Oh yeah.
Um, but like you can like the little things, right? Of knowing what Pokemon it's gonna be. So like if you're trying to do a Nuzlocke or something, it's not like, oh shit, this is gonna Oko me.
Or even just
You know,
like,
it's like
yeah, like you said, like just like I don't need to battle right now.
right. So you just avoid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's amazing. Cause yeah, I did a off stream Sword and Shield kind of semi Nuzlocke with like those general rules, but I wasn't as restrictive as some Nuzlocks tend to be, like, AJ with freaking no potions anytime fucking rules. But I just like almost was underleveled at times because I didn't want to do any encounters. I just wanted to get to the next gym. And it's really easy to avoid encounters if you don't want to do it. So it was like, oh shit, I need to actually go grind a little bit. And that was like a fun, novel experience to have in a Pokemon game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Definitely.
story of Game Freak, which I don't
That's good.
feel like they get enough credit for. The fact that Pokemon games are pretty consistently better than the previous
Better.
game
Mm-hmm.
is not something that just happens in every video game franchise.
Right.
All sorts of video game franchises take massive steps back with new iterations.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that like not only do they
Also,
visually always get better
mm-hmm.
and functionally they get better.
But like, also, how many franchises outside of like, trying to word this correctly? I don't know if you can make the connect. I don't know if it's fair to say sports franchises are basically the same, but I guess you kind of could make that argument, right? Like it's similar to a Pokemon game in that it's the same game with like a different roster.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say how many franchises are there even with as many games as Pokemon has done? It's not that many.
No. I mean,
It would certainly be like the Call of Duties and the sports franchises.
in the RPG realm, your Final Fantasies, your Dragon Quests.
True. Final Fantasy. How many Dragon Quests are there?
They're working on 12 right now.
Damn.
Oh, I almost got that wrong.
That's crazy.
And yeah, and and
And I got
now those are
107 versions of Call of Duty.
one for every year they've been torturing us. Can you
Oh,
believe they've been making that game for 107 years?
yes, feels like it.
I learned the other day that Warzone is not the multiplayer, just the multiplayer of the current COD. It is a separate thing from the multiplayer. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
the multiplayer is multiplayer, and Warzone is a battle royale.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, yeah. The battle royale thing is cool.
All right. Any closing thoughts on your current slog through Pokemon?
I will do my best to get through the Victory Road bullshit, to fight the Elite Four bullshit, before I get Pokemon Black, and that's the most I can promise.
And
Because I
Pokemon
can't
Black will be
imagine.
in the mail tomorrow.
See, I can't imagine continuing to play Emerald once I have Pokemon Black in my hand.
Probably.
I can instead of doing Diamond and Pearl, because fuck Diamond and Pearl. Can't say that enough times. That was my last shot at that game. Ready to move on.
Move on. Got it. Okay. To continue on my RPG nerd BS, Trev's gonna have zero feelings about this,
True.
but I needed to talk about it because it made me so excited. So there's a double Kickstarter coming out for spiritual successors to two game franchises that I absolutely loved, Wild Arms and Shadow Hearts, that nothing is being done with them by the current owners of that IP. And so the people who worked on those games are making new games that are spiritual successors to those franchises. And I am very excited. That's really all I had to say.
That's very exciting. I'm very happy for you.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I was like, yes, please give me some more of this RPG nerd BS.
W for Alec.
No idea when they're going to come out. Being available on a Nintendo console is a stretch goal for them. Being available on any console is a stretch goal. It is just going to be for PC unless they raise enough money. I assume this thing is going to be fully funded day one, unless they've got just like a really large budget. And I assume that really what this is funding to pay the people making the games, and they will probably get picked up by a publisher. Because someone's going to see how much money it raised in the Kickstarter and be like, yeah, let's do that. So yeah, that's what I have to say about there. More RPG nerd bullshit.
Yay.
Harvestella coming out at the beginning of November.
Nah, fuck that.
But it looks
I'm
so
heartbroken.
good. It looks
You know
so
what
good.
you did. This is all your fault. I will forever hate this game because of you. So you live with that. You live with what you did.
I don't think I did anything that bad.
No, it's heathenous and it's traitorous.
I don't think I did anything that bad.
It's quite literally traitorous.
I don't.
I think your husband would agree with me. So.
I think he would.
Yeah. Yep.
Comes out November 4th. It's like
a better game comes out November 4th or in November. Just to be clear, there's a better game coming out in November.
It's a management sim with RPG elements. I am very excited. It looks fantastic.
Why won't you say there's a better game that comes out in November, Alec?
I am also very excited for Pokemon. Okay.
Why won't you say there's a better game that comes out in November? Not equally. So which is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Traitor. Alec's a goddamn traitor. This is cringe.
I don't know.
I'm heartbroken.
AJ is never going to speak to me again.
Yeah, we could. You deserve to be shunned. Public shaming. Bring it back, people.
Public
it
shaming
used to have a lot of value.
Is very good.
Unbelievable.
Except when it's me.
It's gonna be you. You're the shamey. You're the
But
shamed.
look, you get to plant crops, and then you
No,
get to go out and
no,
beat up monsters.
nah. Fuck that.
It's
Unbelievable.
look at
Especially with Scarlet Violet coming out and
that.
the potential that that game has. Unbelievable.
Uh,
Alec is cringe.
uh,
Facts. That's facts. To be more excited for Harvestella than Pokemon Scarlet Violet is actually maybe unforgivable. When Scarlet Violet is like, without saying anything, promising so much. I'm hurt. And you just got into multiplayer gaming? Unbelievable. I'm hurt. I'm taking this personally.
are
It's
you
kind of hard not to.
okay?
Kind of hard not to.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to.
But I also don't. Um,
But I also don't at all.
but I also don't.
Uh,
Splatoon 3 coming out.
Mhm. Yep.
Lots of people that I know played the Splatfest.
Splatfest,
Remembered the
which
word.
is cursed to say, but I got it.
I did not play. I have never played a Splatoon, but it looked like everyone was having fun.
Look cool. Game looks good. I'm probably going to buy it.
I am probably not.
Yep, which is fair. I think it'll be fun multiplayer. Hopefully, it'll be the experience that I was excited for that Mario Strikers would be. Hopefully, it's that.
It'll be a good game to play with people, and people will be excited to
Yep.
play it. Yeah, hopefully.
Yep. Exactly.
Hopefully. But
Yep. Because
you'll
like
find-
I was hoping that would be the case for Switch Sports. It was for like a day. Until people started fucking lag switching on volleyball, and because AJ and I can't like team up and go fight randoms. I play against randoms. That's dumb. Yeah, definitely fight though. Basically,
fight
AJ always
people.
said the volleyball was like a fighting game. But I was having a lot of fun like watching AJ play yesterday. A couple other people that I was watching play, and it looks like a fun game. I think it's going to be an enjoyable, group kind of party game that you can play with your friends online, and that's I think where the Switch kind of shines. That's what it should aim to be, is like a party game system, So that's what I want. I want to do it.
I think it should aim to be a system that I can play in my hands or on my TV.
No, that's actually that's a bug, not a feature.
That's a bug, not a feature. They just plugged the
it works.
the charging
This works
port
like
into
this?
an HDMI out, and they're like, "What?
It works.
What?
What the fuck? USB-C is so powerful, bro.
They just all of a sudden were like, "Oh my god, what? Crazy."
But yeah, I think I'm gonna buy it, and if you don't, then I understand that too. I swear to God, if you're too busy, if you're too fucking busy playing Harvestella to play Pokemon with me, I will fucking never forgive you.
I will not be playing Harvestella when Pokemon comes out. I will play Pokemon.
I will fucking never forgive you.
I think that our problems would pale in comparison to potential marital problems if I didn't play Pokemon when Pokemon came out.
That's true.
Just leave some more Pokemon for me.
All right. Should we talk about the other thing we talk about on this show?
What's that? What else are we talking about? This is just a games podcast, isn't it? That's what we do.
It's really not.
Oh.
So Magic the Gathering. By the way, I just now noticed
This doesn't seem to be a link.
you don't have a link there.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a link.
She got swatted
Twice now, actually.
twice.
Since I posted that.
That's crazy.
There is some debate on whether or not this is a publicity stunt or not, to be very honest.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Was the news cycle wasn't talking about her enough?
Right? Isn't that the craziest thing?
We weren't all concerned enough with Magic the Gathering.
Seriously.
So you told me about this. I have not looked into it because I trust this was a link, and it's
I thought
not.
it was. Yep.
So
I mean, I can link you her tweeting about her being swatted, and there's an article where the police acknowledged that she was swatted.
I mean,
In terms of like they showed up at her house,
it's fine.
but like yeah,
They showed up at her house. She survived the swatting, which which is not something that you should do to someone. But didn't she basically say, "Well, I usually bring my gun to my door, but I didn't."
yeah. That was like the most upsetting part for some of us is that we found out she's a fake patriot because a real patriot would have taken their gun to the door. They would have grabbed their gun and they would have fucking stormed the door with their gun blazing. That's what they would have done because Second Amendment rights, baby. So we found out she's a fake patriot. That's what we learned.
Yeah. Well, don't swat people. Kiwi
No,
Farms,
don't swat people.
Kiwi Farms is evil.
Yeah, definitely not encouraging swatting. But definitely am encouraging the feds to don't swat people.
Don't swat people. Investigate corrupt politicians that were potentially
Yeah.
telling people to fraudulently vote in the Georgia runoffs in 2021.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
And, how about just a general fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene? She sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible human.
The worst.
Yep.
Yeah. Next, though, Donald Trump wants his confidential documents back. Did you know that?
Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. His confidential documents too.
His confidential documents. Not anybody else's.
It is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so he told his legal team to get his documents back. And basically everyone is saying this is a bad idea.
Well, they're not
why would
his.
You want this?
They're all, yeah. You've mentioned this before, I think, that he himself has no privilege or like security clearance.
No, you don't.
The position of the president does. So he no longer has privilege or clearance in any way. It's insane behavior what he's doing. And like legally speaking, very inadvisable at best.
Yeah. It is crazy. It's just so dumb.
I guess too, his lawyer finally filed a motion of some sort for like a grand.
Yes, they want someone to go over all the documents that the FBI seized,
which is fair,
and determine
I think that's reasonable.
What is applicable,
right?
And what should be further investigated,
which is all reasonable. But
it looks like it's actually happening, by the way.
But they filed it in the wrong court.
Did they really?
Yeah. They literally filed that motion not in the court that actually filed like the affidavit and executed like the warrants and stuff. So like the judge responded by being like, "Why do you think I have standing to hear this?"
Love
to see it. Love to see it.
Oh, God.
That's what happens when you get an OAN news anchor to be your lawyer, dude.
It's so bad. It's all so bad. What does the GOP have to say about?
Yeah, I don't know if you had seen this already or not.
No.
This is unbelievable.
What?
They're taking this real seriously. This is it's the House Judiciary GOP account.
I know. Did you see me just check it? Like, oh my, is this real?
It's unbelievable, right? It's unbelievable. Uh-huh.
They're making a Rickroll joke?
Yes. Taking it very seriously.
This man is going to be indicted.
Quite possibly
more likely
for a
than
while.
Not.
It's looking that way. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is looking like not false start Mueller report situation, like a legit this was an investigation that they were doing their best to make sure was as on the up and up as possible before they ever pulled any kind of trigger. And shit is rolling downhill real fast.
Yeah, I don't know if we have it linked anywhere, but there is like several reports now from like multiple journalists. Oh, no, excuse me, not even multiple journalists, but the affidavit being unsealed basically indicated that there are multiple like people that are leaking on Trump right now.
Yeah.
And so he's like just losing his shit apparently.
Yeah. The affidavit, which we didn't go to for this, but like that came out, and it basically says that this was a serious investigation. Like they were not just like someone went, "Oh, he's got documents, we should go get them." Like, no, they've been building a case for a while.
A legit case, yeah.
So it is not looking good for good old Donnie.
Correct.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead. Oh, okay.
You should do this one next. So this is speculation, but it's George Takei saying it. So like, I think we should listen. Man's a hero.
Based on what we know from unredacted parts of the affidavit for the Mar-a-Lago warrant, Trump's actions compromised top secret human intelligence sources. The CIA reported our agents abroad have been captured or killed an alarming number this past year. Coincidence?
So both these things are true. You could tell because of the markings on some of the documents were classified as like human or like whatever. Like, there's a classification for when it's a human asset versus
an intelligence asset.
An intelligence asset. And the CIA reported abroad that a alarming number of agents have been captured or killed this year. Both those things are true.
Both those things are true. Correlation does not equal causation.
100%.
But I would not be surprised.
No. It also wouldn't surprise me if this was like a promise kept kind of a thing where he wasn't even getting directly paid. But I mean, I still firmly believe that there was, because it's impossible. I mean, you have to, unless you don't.
The man knows a lot of money and is in bed with a lot of foreign.
I mean, it's impossible to argue against Russia involvement in the 2016 election. So,
or
if there was a deal made,
or how closely linked the Trumps are to the Saudis.
100%. 100%.
It's one of those things that would not be surprising if it is proven true. We will never know. This is one of those things that if it happens, if it's proven, it will probably be very much classified and buried.
I do hope he goes to jail for a long time, though.
Treason.
Mm-hmm. Treason. Literally.
You don't even need to prove this for treason. He had documents that he shouldn't have had.
Right.
Which
intent doesn't matter at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That one. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we talking dumps?
Yeah, we need audio for this one because it's hilarious.
Things like there's going to be a big dump, and there was a big dump. I put out the big dump to the New York Post. So here they're saying things like there's going to be a big dump, and there was a big dump. I put out the big dump to the New York Post. So
Rudy and his dumps, man.
Hey man, he put out the big dump. Okay, he put it out. He's the one who put out the big dump. There's the big lie and the big dump. The two bigs, very famous. Everybody knows about them. Lots of people are saying.
That is proof that he has no team. No one.
I mean, no, nobody's helping that man.
No. Also, probably, also in a lot of shit right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing is a lot of Republicans are actually going to be in a lot of trouble probably between the Alex Jones cell phone 300 gigabyte leak and the Donald Trump. The thing is, it really like based on what journalists are saying, and I use that word lightly, but based on what the journalists are saying, it sounds like everyone is clamoring to turn on everybody.
Yeah.
So it just like it just kind of makes you wonder like how many different people are going to go down with this ship.
Which makes sense. Like, you don't build a coalition on undercutting and hating on and oppressing people and then go down together when shit starts
Right.
going south. Like,
You try to find a way out.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's not how that works. See, Nazis that ended up hiding out in other places.
Yep.
And
then there were the ones who just were allowed to be welcome to work for the U.S. government too.
Yeah, that too. Which is
That too.
why you should be very wary of anything that seems like it's deal cutting. Because there's
Yes,
going to be a lot of
indeed.
that.
Yes, indeed.
But next we have some lovely political spin.
It's nice to see that some things don't change.
Because politics is marketing. So right now we're looking at how Fox News writes billions. So here's a Fox News tweet about the student loan forgiveness. Number one, it's called handouts. Number one. And number two, they make sure to throw up all those zeros about the potential cost to taxpayers.
Look how much it is. That's a lot of zeros.
That's a lot of zeros. I mean, money ain't real, but that's a lot of zeros.
Facts.
This is Fox News tweeting about how much the defense bill cost.
Oh, wait.
It's
no easier zeros. To contextualize the number billion, though.
Yeah. There's no zeros on this number. So it looks smaller, even though it's more than twice as much. More than twice as much.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And also,
it's insane.
This isn't called a military handout.
No. It's a defense
bill. Not an imperialism handout.
Uh-huh.
So
gross.
Just remember that all politics is marketing. Both from the Democrats and the Republicans. And organizations that are supporting either of them.
Mm-hmm.
All politics is marketing.
Yep.
Because making you angry and making you incensed about something is how they get you to pay attention to what they want you to pay attention to. Which...
Well, we'll talk... Yeah.
This is... Biden's irresponsibly spending money. But as is the trend of the last few decades, the last Republican presidency blew the deficit out of the water.
Right. Way up.
Way up. Way up. And Biden has been steadily lowering it. Steadily. Yep. That's what...
Well, and the IRA actually should generate a lot of tax revenue by taxing corporations.
Yep. That's what Obama had to do. It's what Clinton had to do. So, as the trend of reckless tax cuts, reckless spending with Republican leadership, and then Democrats coming in and fixing it up and cleaning it up and sacrificing on things that they promise to do because they are actually being fiscally responsible. Just putting that out there. Yeah. We have one last, and probably honestly the thing that
I wanted to say about that real quick too, because you're right that it's marketing, right? But I also, and we'll get into this a little later, but there was some major events that happened that like is being framed as like bribery. And like, yeah, politics is also bribery. Like you're bribing the people to vote for you because you're doing things that make their lives better.
Well, I think it's funny that we have like that, like the idea of quid pro quo and how in certain instances it's illegal, but that's how we do everything in this nation. Like people were brought on to vote for the Inflation Reduction Act because they were allowed to have other things.
Mm-hmm.
because something was given to them.
Correct.
And the people that are lobbying them that paid for them to ask for those things. You know, the oil, gas,
Like Joe
and coal
Manchin,
industry is very
Right.
financially invested in Joe Manchin, and Joe Manchin is thus very invested in appealing to the things that they want.
Yep.
Kristen Cinema is bought by Wall Street, and so is very invested in the things that Wall Street wants.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
not illegal.
we'll get into that stuff a little more later, though.
Now we're going to talk about something even more deplorable in my mind.
Oh,
Missouri
even
School
more
District
deplorable.
to reinstitute spanking as punishment for students. So
Why is that? I don't understand. That's good. Kids should be beat daily, probably.
Nope.
Oh,
Not at all.
why not? Oh.
So
You don't have kids.
No, I don't. But I was one.
Yeah, that's true.
According to Superintendent Merlin Johnson, only certified personnel in the presence of an adult witness can administer spankings, which must be out of view of any fellow students. Strike to the student's face or head are also forbidden. So here's the thing. That seems like safeguards. I mean, not that we should be putting... Not that we should
because they know that this is going to go wrong.
Yeah, not that we should be putting in safeguards to make spanking children in a school more ethical seeming, because that just shouldn't be a thing, because it's not at all. But I get how, from the outside perspective, that looks like, okay, we're making this as fair and as safe as possible for the kids that this is happening to.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a child alone with two adults that they probably do not know well, because it's an administrative official, not a teacher, getting beat. No other children are there to see what's happening. Like, the parent isn't there. So beyond the aspect of don't hit kids, this will immediately be abused. Like, that is I don't understand.
It's like this is the solution to the teacher shortage.
Yeah, I don't. Schools must secure written parental consent beforehand, and in quotes provided to USA Today, Johnson claims the majority of feedback from the community was in favor of spanking. So I don't know if that written consent is like every incident, or like you have to sign something at the beginning here that says, yeah, you can spank my kid.
Crazy. Imagine being that parent who's cool with that too.
They claim that on their every Facebook post that they made about this, people are like, yeah, bring back spanking kids.
Those parents are fucking crazy.
It's insane. Like, I would immediately be yanking my kid out of this district, because I don't even care that you have to get my permission. The fact that you are beating kids, that like kids are going to see that kid go off to the room that they're going to get spanked in, or be asked to stay behind when everyone else goes to recess so they can get spanked. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But the thing, here's the thing. This entire article made me so angry.
Mm-hmm.
And you get down to the last paragraph, and it starts with the sentence, Missouri is one of 19 states that still allows corporal punishment in schools.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, I was looking at that right here. That's insane.
What?
That's almost half, dude.
That's excuse me? When I was in 5th grade, a teacher threw a desk at a kid.
Nice.
He was late 40s, probably. He did not come back to school, and he was not there again the next year. He retired early.
Should have went to jail.
He should have went to jail. He should have. But yeah, this is not okay. Not okay in any stretch of the imagination. Don't hit
Yeah,
kids.
it's backwards progress.
They are people just like you.
Yeah, they're annoying little people, though.
Do you want to make a mistake and someone just come by and smack you upside the head? Is that a good way to learn? No, that's a good way to decide not to do anything around that person. Okay.
Yeah, hitting kids is not the answer.
No. Not at all. Never is, never will be.
But you know what is the answer for a lot of kids?
College?
Well, nah. I was gonna just say debt relief if you made the choice to go to college.
Debt relief is a great answer for a lot of people.
Yeah, for a lot of people. I want to be very clear before we even get into any of these details, which are very important. Excuse me, any of this action, which is super relevant. That my biggest critique with this is that it doesn't go far enough.
Oh, absolutely. Should have been
having
more.
said that,
Another zero.
It should have been more.
100%.
Couldn't agree with you more. Having said that, this is a very real, tangible relief for a lot of people.
Yeah. The amount that this wipes out isn't
it something like 40 million people?
Yeah, a lot of people are debt free from this.
Yeah, well, for college.
For college, yes, for college.
In America, imagine being debt free.
So yeah, a lot of people will have the money that they owe for college gone because of this.
So on the official White House talking points here, provide relief for up to 43 million borrowers, including canceling the full remaining balance for roughly 20 million borrowers.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's great.
That's amazing. And of course, so it's $10,000 for a lot of people, up to $20,000 if you received a Pell Grant, which apparently something of up to like 27 million borrowers have received Pell Grants. So they will be eligible to receive up to $20,000 in debt cancellation. Gone, poof, disappeared. That's great. That's amazing. There's a lot of, in my opinion, fake talking points about people being mad about this. I haven't talked to any one person who's a real person who isn't representing the capitalist interests who's upset about this. I didn't go to college. I don't have student loans, and I'm not mad about this. I'm not like, but what about me?
I think one of the other great things that doesn't get brought up as much about this is the fact that it caps your interest rate.
Correct. And the balance can't go up while you're paying on it.
Yes. Which is
amazing.
Amazing, because there are people who've been paying their loans for 10 years and their loan is the same. Or
the same amount of money. Yep.
Because
it's insane.
Because college loans are predatory as fuck.
Yep.
It's insane.
Get a 17-year-old to commit to tens of thousands of dollars worth of debt.
Should be illegal.
Should literally be illegal.
No, even 18, you shouldn't be allowed to commit. I couldn't at 18 have been like, I have no job, give me that $500,000 house.
Right.
But I could at 18 say, I have no job, but give me, $50,000 a year to go to school.
It's a scam, right?
That clearly someone is very, very invested in me in all of these teenagers making really bad financial decisions.
100%. And for some people, there are some things like college is definitely the answer. Like if you want to be like a doctor or like a pharmacist or like an engineer or whatever, college is probably the answer. But for so many people, and I've been very clear with the kids, Cash and Knox, because Cash is starting high school this year. And I've been very clear with him, hey man, if you want to get into a trade school or learn to work with your hands or something, I would fully support that. Like if that's something you're interested in doing and you don't have to go to school like for college, like yo, that's a real option because college doesn't need to be for everybody.
No.
It's a fake American, plays into the American dream scam, which is another scam which also doesn't even exist anymore. But it's bullshit.
Speaking of
You know,
Republicans
it's go
destroying
to college and better yourself. Mhm.
our national system, college is as expensive as it is because of Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm. Actively went out of his way to defund, not defund, but to what was it in California? There was like free college in California that he
Mhm.
made go away basically.
Yeah. And like remarkably, California, at least in the JC system, is still one of the cheapest places to be. But yeah, like college was free if you were.
Yeah,
You didn't even have
his
to be that
whole-
poor. Like
yeah. His whole thing was that we can't let people get educated because if people get educated, then they won't want to do the shitty jobs and there will be like an underemployment issue because we'll have too many educated people who need to clean toilets and they're not going to want to clean toilets. Somebody's got to have to clean the toilets, man.
AKA, if people get educated, they won't believe our bullshit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're also striving to reduce the cost of education, as is also part of this. So like reduce future costs,
huge.
so people don't have to get into as much debt to attend college. So like this is fantastic. There's
a lot of great stuff in there. There's a lot of great stuff in there.
Why? Who would have a problem with this? Who would have a problem?
Certainly nobody, because who is this bad for?
You know, I jumping ahead a little bit, but it felt like a good segue. Student loan forgiveness undermines one of our military's greatest recruitment tools at a time of dangerously low enlistments.
Amazing.
So, and the retweet is from Spencer Ackerman. That's how I saw it. Who writes amazing stuff about our government and how horrible it is. But he says usually they don't admit that the poverty draft exists, let alone endorse it. So like the draft is gone, but it's not really
right.
Like
poor people still exist, and this is their best opportunity to have things like socialized education and healthcare and a way out of poverty potentially. All they need to do is fucking die for it.
Yeah,
that's it. Simply die, and then you can have these things.
Is go into a lottery system that sends them into danger, and maybe they'll get out of that danger and have a good life on the other side. I think someone wrote a series that was like that. I think called maybe The Hunger Games. That a lottery that you could buy yourself out of by being rich.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very dystopian. Would never happen in America.
Very dystopian.
Oh wait.
So,
also, not to like move backwards, but I did put the some documentation for you in Bean Staff regarding the Ronald Reagan stuff.
Oh, you did? Look at you go.
Yeah. Because it's like fuck that man. Like literally fuck that guy.
Absolutely.
And people need to understand how his disdain for the have-nots shaped policy in this country and is still shaping policy in this country. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, we are in danger of producing an educated proletariat. That's dynamite.
And not in a good way.
No.
Not in like a dynamite.
I mean, like, yeah, this defunding, like public mental health, he just.
He's an absolutely terrible human being. And it's crazy the amount of people who still stand for this man. Like, oh, Ronald Reagan was one of the last good ones. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Ronald Reagan is
a villain. He's a super villain.
Leader of the world ever.
Insane. Yeah, we have to be selective on who we allow to go through higher education. If not, we will have a large number of highly trained and unemployed people. The two most menacing institutional sources of danger described are obviously those two great public university systems charging no tuition. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fuck this man. You know what, though? You know what's a W? He's dead.
He is dead, and he died during Pride.
Love to see it. His last gift to the gays.
His last. I mean, like, here's the thing. He was supposed to. Who were they? Who were they good friends with? The Reagans.
Oh, Rock Hudson.
They were great friends with Rock Hudson, notorious not out gay man.
Oh,
Died
really?
of AIDS.
Oh.
Like, and they were ignoring it the entire time.
I mean, they were actively
that
making
he
it
was
worse.
dying.
Oh, that he was specifically for him. Yeah.
I mean, also like the country, the nation.
Mhm.
Back when it was grid.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Fuck Ronald Reagan.
Fuck Ronald Reagan.
Every
As
single
AJ
day.
says though in chat, to be fair, terrible people got to stand for somebody. It's true.
Right?
Ronald Reagan's their man.
Speaking of public shaming, we got really good at public shaming people about standing for the Nazis for a long time. Which we've slacked off on. And we need to be better
bring that
about.
back.
And
Bring that back.
And like Reagan right up there. Right up there.
Punching Nazis is a W.
Punching Nazis is a W. You know who else needs to be punched?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah,
so,
this shit was wild.
So after the announcement of the initiative for debt forgiveness, obviously Republicans made the rounds and being like, nah, we can't afford this. This is terrible. You should pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Pay off your debt like I did. And the person, this is a new, I did get it confirmed. I looked it up. This is a new person running this Twitter account.
Right.
So the new woman who runs the White House Twitter account,
the official White House Twitter account,
just started retweeting their bullshit and listing how much money they got forgiven in PPP loans.
Yep. The thread is beautiful.
Which is mad. And it keeps going. It just keeps going. And it is magic. Like, beautiful.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And was
the other one
shocking thing to see as someone
from the official White House,
who does actually follow the official White House Twitter account to be like, I'm sorry, a Democrat is calling bullshit on a Republican that's lying?
Yep.
What?
Did you see the other one too? It just has like a nice summary of a lot of the Congress or the elected officials from the House Judiciary.
Yeah. 4.3 million. What business is that man running?
I
think this also goes back to the whole like stocks thing that we talked about a few episodes ago with Pelosi. Of like, I'm not saying that you can't have a job outside of being a congressman. Like, you can't own a business outside of being a congressperson. But I don't think you should be the person running that business while you are in Congress.
You shouldn't be able to have insider information that allows your business to succeed unfairly in the marketplace.
Yeah.
As capitalists would say.
This is insider trading.
Yes.
Like that's what this is. It's just not stocks, but it's the equivalent of insider trading.
The same thing. But yeah, I'm in love with the White House Twitter account now. This is the best thing that I've seen in a long time.
So it's the person who ran the New Jersey state Twitter account for years.
That's great.
So, like, someone tweeted out something about like why is the New Jersey, like, what does New Jersey have? It's something they just responded with your mom, And like that's the energy that this person has, and it's perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Love to see it.
It's perfect. She's awesome. If she ever runs for office, I vote for her.
Speaking of perfect energy, I'm gonna link you something else in the. I'm just gonna put it in the additional tab, or the additional row.
Oh, okay. Can't believe
I don't know if you saw this, but Biden had some great energy the other day towards our good friend, MTG.
Okay. Well, you've put two things down there now.
Yes.
Okay. Let's play this.
He's yeah.
To be able
Go ahead and
to
play that.
start businesses, to do the things that need to be done. And I found it absolutely fascinating that some of the folks who were talking about this is big spending are the same people that got $158,000 in PPP money, including what's her name? That woman who believes in anyway. A whole lot of Republicans got a lot of money. The very people who criticize. So it's just not.
That's the energy we're taking into 2023, baby.
That woman who believes in
Anyway. What's her name? Because that's honestly the level of attention she deserves right there.
Yeah.
That woman, what's her name? The one who believes in anyway.
Like either way, if he legitimately does not know her name, or someone or the person on his staff who like helped him be like, this is what we're gonna say, was like, and you don't say her name.
Right. You don't say her name. And
Pretend
I love that.
You don't even know her name.
Eva and I were talking about this morning. Whatever team he has around him is doing a great job recently.
Well, and
they really are.
Here's the thing. This is the kind of shit that Biden did as vice president. Like, so you often get the vice president often gets referred to as like the hatchet man,
right?
Like the person that you can send out and have say the more controversial things because they are not the capital P president.
Right.
But
he's doing it now.
In a landscape of our current political system where we have one party that's so hung up on procedure and politeness and one that is absolutely fucking not. Like you get an imbalance. So you need to clap back every so often.
I mean, hey man, just like a very tangible example of that, right? Like Beto O'Rourke recently was giving a speech, right? And somebody was laughing at when he mentioned kids being murdered and he said, "Hey motherfucker, it might be funny to you, but it's not funny to me." There were articles written about how tragic that is for the kids in the audience, whilst Republicans are actively saying Democrats are raping children. And that's the same somehow.
Yeah. Or gay people are pedophiles and groomers.
Right. Yes. Like somehow that's the same. So it's like, I can't.
Yeah.
I
when
can't.
He was
like
fucking
that,
right.
Correct. That level of like, decorum or whatever, fuck it. It's useless. It has no place anymore.
No. You don't get to be like just an absolute dirtbag about kids dying and get treated kindly. No, thank you.
Right. Fuck that. I will say I don't want to say like I'm hopeful because the Biden stuff doesn't go far enough, but I linked another thing there. Biden, he made some more promises. And there's like real potential the way that the Senate is moving for some of this stuff to potentially be feasible.
So more than likely, the Senate is going to
pick up a couple
more
seats.
Blue. Right. More than likely. The thing that
sounds like Mitch is kind of punting.
The thing that needs to be worried about right now is
the House Representatives. Yeah.
Because gerrymandering is a real bitch.
It is so impossible.
So, but we like lots of things actually getting done with what we have now. And he's not wrong in saying like, if we get more Democrats, we can get more stuff done.
Right. And he says in this one, if we elect 2 more Democratic senators, because I think that's his way of cutting out cinema and mansion, we get a lot of unfinished business we're going to get done. Folks, look, we're going to codify Roe v. Wade. We'll ban assault weapons. We'll protect Social Security and Medicare. We'll pass universal pre-K. These would all be life-changing things.
Yeah. And these are things like, I don't know if he talked about codifying Roe when campaigning, but like the rest of the stuff is stuff he campaigned on. And it's
right.
Like, and I think last year wasn't very emblematic of it, but like this year has been very emblematic of like, this man is trying to do things, that this White House team is trying to get stuff done.
Good. Especially in a midterm.
Yeah. And they're just roadblock after roadblock called Congress.
Right.
And so I'm glad that it's like, that it feels like someone was finally like, you know what? Fuck it. Stop being polite. Stop just working in the system. Let America know that the system is fucking broken. And here's how you can help us get around how broken it is.
And like one of the things that we'd kind of mentioned earlier, you were talking about politics being so much in marketing. And I wanted to come back to the bribery thing, is that it pisses me off so much that one of the talking points for the GOP has been bribery. This is a $10,000 bribe. He's bribing you to vote for him. Motherfucker, he just potentially changed the lives for 40 million people.
Yeah.
That's if that's bribery, that's actually just good politics.
He's not bribing people.
It's not,
because he's not saying you have to vote for me.
Even if he is, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, good. Doing stuff for the people to get them to vote for you is good.
Well,
that's
good
good
policy.
Should all be
doing.
Right. That's just being a good leader.
That's just how politics works.
It's actual bribery when the businesses and the corporations are like, we'll help fund your campaign if you do this for us so that, we get this land to drill on. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. It's only bribery when you're helping people. It's bribery
when you're
that's
helping
bribery.
the people that you're actually supposed to be elected to help.
People aren't corporations, so they actually don't deserve help. I don't know if you know that.
No, I wasn't aware.
Funny enough, corporations are people in the sense that they deserve the same rights afforded to people. So I don't want to say it's like, a double-edged sword or whatever, but like it does work both ways for corporations in that sense. And like AJ says in chat, that's literally what voting is for.
Yeah.
Like that's what you vote for, to get like stuff that benefits you done.
So like, it seems like we're not going to have as big of a flip. And we may avoid a flip in the House altogether.
Avoiding a flip in the House and picking up seats in the Senate would be huge.
I would also love it if Nancy Pelosi would not be the Speaker of the House, but that's... Please, just make AOC the Speaker of the House.
Please. Please. Also... Big fan of John Fetterman. We haven't we should spend a day going through some of his best social media owns and just checking that out.
I think we need to put in a pin in it right now that next week is a Fetterman Oz breakdown. Because
that would be great.
Because it is hilarious.
Yeah, it is absolutely hilarious.
It is.
I'll put it in the staff notes.
The perfect picture of why carpetbagging is bad.
It's so funny, dude. It is so funny.
It's amazing. And every day I find a new thing that makes me like so happy of how bad things seem to be going for him and how great they seem to be going for Fetterman.
Yeah. It's just it's just funny to see. It's just so funny to see.
It is.
And like Fetterman is like, he actually seems like a decent guy. He seems pretty in line with a lot of stuff that like Bernie Sanders is in line with, which is great. But he's also, a Philadelphia guy who like has, coal, or like not interests, but like, he has a lot of support for the coal industry because like he understands that, what that industry does for his area, which I understand, but that's not ideal. That's not a long-term
really
solution. So.
Like,
yes.
like, oh no. My my constituents are in the baby killing business, so if we make killing babies illegal, what are they going to do?
Right.
Well, maybe we should train them
Right.
how to not kill babies. Do something
Right.
else.
Right. And like, I'm going to be the first one to say, anyone who's like, just learn to code, fuck yourself. I hate you.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely not an option for everybody, and
No.
you're a piece of shit. Like, but I think that we need to be able to find new solutions, to your point. Not just, hey, well, this is the only option.
Well, and like a lot of times, so I mean, this is brought up whenever you talk about shutting down an industry because an industry is bad for a reason. Like coal is bad for the world.
Like Aquanet, they had to be stopped.
Sure. True.
I mean,
yeah, no,
Aquanet was like single-handedly destroying the ozone.
Just ruining the ozone. So when we talk about like shutting down coal, you are going to put a lot of people out of work and destroy the revenue systems for entire towns.
Yes,
like you
they
will
become
kill
ghost
towns.
Literally. Yes.
And
that's not an answer.
And so there needs to be funding for not just retraining, but placement of jobs, for maybe creating an industry in that place in place of a coal mine.
Yes.
So like being like, hey, we want to move to green energy or something else in this area, do it in that place and hire all of those miners.
There also needs to be like, the training, but it needs to be like paid training.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, it needs to be like,
you can't just not be getting a paycheck for 6 to 8 months while they learn a whole new industry.
It needs to be on the job paid training.
Correct. 100%.
Which is why I'm saying like,
and it needs to be unionized.
Yeah.
I mean, like we should, there's actually been a lot of uptick recently in America in unions, which is great. Real happy to see that. I know Starbucks has been getting on board. Amazon obviously been getting on board. But there's a lot of places that are starting to unionize.
Workers at those places have been getting on board. Those places are not on board.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes.
Starbucks, very anti-union. At this point,
Amazon, though, famously pro-union.
Buying a Starbucks beverage is saying that you are anti-union at this point.
Correct.
Just
but so is buying anything from Amazon.
It's very true. It's very true.
I think
it's easier
It is
to cut out your Starbucks than it is to cut out your Amazon.
I don't buy Starbucks. I will say that. I do not buy Starbucks. I buy local beans when I can't get my fix from New York, which is where I usually get my beans. I quite literally only buy local roasters because I refuse to get into that bullshit with Starbucks.
Yeah. But yes, also try to give less money to Amazon.
Yeah, try to give less money to Amazon.
It's hard.
As I look at my setup here, which is like almost all from Amazon.
Well, also you get into the murky area of AWS and
what is running on AWS and like everything. Literally everything.
I am we're currently using an Amazon platform. Like,
yep.
It's
wild.
A lot easier to just be like, I'm gonna go to a local coffee shop, or I'm gonna go to fucking Dunkin', which is not good. Sorry to Dunkin' people. That's real gross.
Yeah. It's a donut place, so the donuts are okay. Thrill House in chat says coal is already dead and they have paid training in a lot of coal towns already, which is a W. That's absolutely a W. The problem is that there are people still holding on to, this is how we've always made our money. This is how my dad made his money. This is how our family has survived for generations. This is how we are plan on continuing to survive. That as a mentality needs to go away. Like Hillary Clinton, not her biggest fan, but when she was running for president and talking about like how coal industry is dead and we need to accept that and got a lot of hate for that, it's like, no, she's actually right though.
She's very right. And it's a good thing.
She is
that
correct.
The industry is dead. It's great.
Right.
For
That's
everybody.
actually a W for the earth, right?
Yeah, real good. You know how that one big hole that we always used to talk about in the ozone layer slowly started closing?
Peepsy, it's crazy how like when science actually solutions things, people pretend like it was never a problem to begin with.
Oh my god. So I did see a tweet recently. It was like, whatever happened to that hole in the ozone layer? It was like, it started
We
healing.
fixed it!
we listened to science, and it
Science was
started-
like, stop using hairspray.
and it got better.
The same thing happened recently with the Great Barrier Reef.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of improvements recently to all the coral and stuff growing in the Great Barrier Reef because the science community came together with like marine biologists and were like, what can we do to resolve this? Now, I haven't looked into it totally, and some looking into it, I saw that there was some contention in the results in terms of like there actually could be more long-term ramifications that are negative, but
Yeah.
I'm unfortunately not a marine biologist. I can't really comment on that stuff.
But
Like, it's crazy how when we listen to science, stuff actually can improve.
I think I would put it at, it's crazy that when we listen to people who know more about a thing.
Yeah, dude. It's the death of expertise is like the saddest death in America.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I don't know more than a doctor about how my body works.
Facts.
I could tell him better how I feel in my body at the
Mhm.
moment,
Totally different thing.
but that's different.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that we can keep going down this hole for a while. So I think it's probably best to go for our little jolt of happiness at the end of the stream today.
This is a W. This is maybe the biggest W of the week.
Look at the puppies playing jump rope.
I like the little white one is always so hesitant. And then he works up the courage and then he does it and it's so cute.
Goes
He's like,
for
oh my God. Oh, full disclosure, I've had that running in the background the whole episode.
like you're never gonna get too mad because
It was on my other screen the whole time. Look at they're so cute. Oh my God, they're so cute. Oh, is this short enough to be made into a GIF? Can somebody GIF this for me so I can like always have it with me?
yes. You know what I just realized as we're ending the episode?
What's that?
Guess who ever remembered to change the episode counter?
You.
Yep. Episode
Because I have no
14,
responsibility
part
anymore. Let's
2.
go. We'll go VH1 style. Call it part deux.
Part 2. Okay.
Part deux.
Thanks everyone for hanging out, for listening to us ramble about mostly Pokemon and how bad the government is, but how good it's trying to be. Some of it.
Well,
Some of it.
hey man, if Biden ends up being the most progressive president we've ever had, then like that's a W, but it's also fucking insane.
But insane. Remember to stay up to date on all things Beancast. You can follow us on Twitter at BeansCastPod, and you can join the Discord at tinyurl.com/BeansCast. Archive of the show goes up live on Tuesdays. For that, you go to tinyurl.com/BeansCastVod, and you can make more people subscribe so that we can just tell you to go to youtube.com/BeansCast.
Yeah, push the heck and subscribe button, man,
Push the
so we can get
subscribe
a
button.
cool URL.
Find 10 friends, every one of you that's here, and make them push the subscribe button.
That's asking a lot. Okay,
Nope.
more realistic. All of you make 10 accounts, and all of you go push the subscribe button.
Nope. That's getting cut out for the YouTube. Okay.
Oh,
All right. Bye, everybody.